In this lesson, we are going to take a look at the various methods for creating construction geometry. To begin, we'll start a new sketch on the front plane. Next, I'll go into the Line tool, and before I select my first point on the screen, let's take a look at the Property Manager. Under Options, I have an option for construction, so I'm going to put a check mark here. I'm going to go out to the screen and select my 2 points, and there I have a construction line. The same can be done with rectangle. After I create the rectangle, I go back to the Property Manager, and once again under Options, put a check mark in front of For Construction. And the same is true for circles and arcs. Now, let's say, for example, you create geometry, and it's not a construction line. However, at a later time, you want to make it a construction line. Well, you simply click on it, go back to Property Manager, and put a check mark in front of For Construction. Close out of the Property Manager, and there you have your construction line. You probably notice all of these construction lines look like center lines. And if you recall, in an earlier lesson, when I cover the Line Sketch tool, I mentioned I'd be talking about the Centerline Sketch tool in a later lesson. So let's do that now. If I go to the drop down for the Line Sketch tool and activate the Centerline option, the Centerline is nothing more than the Line Sketch tool with For Construction checked. So when you go out to the screen, the Centerline is used for center lines or construction lines. Now we have one last method for turning existing geometry into construction lines. And that method is by going into the Tools drop-down menu, go down to Sketch Tools, and then Construction Geometry. Property Manager opens, asking you to select the sketch entities, and then when you close out of the construction geometry, it takes that sketch geometry and makes it construction lines. Now, if you think that is a tool that you are going to use on a regular basis, notice it does not appear on the sketch ribbon, but it's easy enough to add. All you do is click the drop down next to Options, select Customize, go to the Commands tab, and then go down to the Sketch category, and there's our button. Drag and drop it on the ribbon, OK out of the Customize dialog box, and now we just added a new sketch tool called Construction Geometry to the sketch ribbon.